first go viral. It all happened in the summer of 2019 when my sisters and I, Kaylin and Kelsey, and me, Kristen, of the K3 Sisters band, came up with this crazy creative idea to combine the Harry Potter theme song.
There once was a boy named Harry, destined to be a star. His parents were killed by Voldemort, who gave him a lightning scar.
Yo, Harry, you're a wizard. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Harry goes to Hogwarts, he meets Ron and Hermione. McGonagall requires he play for Gryffindor. Draco is at Daddy's Blake World, becomes unemployed. Sorcerer's Stone is destroyed by Dumbledore. Ron breaks his wand, now Jenny's gone, and Harry's in mortal danger. Tom Riddle hides his snake inside his joint on the secret chamber. Harry blows up Aunt Marge, but the Dementors come and take charge. Lupin is a wolf, the rat's a man, and now the prisoner is at large. They use time travel so they can save the prisoner of Azkaban, who just so happens to be Harry's godfather. I don't really get it either. Harry gets put in the Tri-Wizard tournament with dragons and mermaids. Oh no, Edward Cullen gets slain, he's back. Harry, it's getting scary. Voldemort's coming to a revolutionary. Harry, Dumbledore, why is he ignoring your constant attempts to contact him? He's constrained. Umbridge arrives. Draco's a tool. He's freaked out. Serious black as still as can be. Oh. Split your soul, 7 parts of a whole. Their Horcrux says it's Dumbledore's end. There once was a boy named Harry who constantly conquered death. But in one final duel between good and bad, he may take his final breath.
With the Heathers, because it just so happened to be that the Heathers have a very specific color combination of red, green, and yellow, and those colors matched up with our Hogwarts houses. So when we sang that song and posted it all over social media, it went viral and made so many people of the Heathers fans and the Harry Potter fans so happy, and it's got over 40 million views and climbing to this day.
With a Harry Potter twist.
1, 2, 3.
Martha dump truck in the flesh.
Here comes the Cootie Squad. We should...
Shut up, Heather!
Sorry, Heather!
Look who's with her. Oh my God.
Dang, dang, diggity dang a dang. Dang, dang, diggity dang a dang. Dang, diggity dang. Dang, dang, dang. Dang, diggity dang. Dang, dang.
What is something most people who follow you don't know about you? That I love acting. You know, growing up on various musical stages and stage plays with my sisters, Kaylin and Kelsey, I love how in my adult life, I get to write out these ballads and songs and fully immerse myself into them using my experience with method acting. And our song Queen Bellatrix is one of my favorites to do this with. I'll drop my head and my eyes, and when I look up into the audience's eyes, I am that character. And that's something that I love to do.
To the gotta worship me or eat from the poison tree. You found some friends to care and tricked them all with your flair. I'll poison all their stupid fun until her party's all done. Your pain is just begun. You feel the ball and chain, feel the pain. Your life's a total faithful. They say now you're the one who's lost and singing the blues. Time to pay your dues. Now you've been tainted, you're to blame. Your boyfriend left you, what a shame. Now you're the one who's crying on your knees on the ground. Not so safe and sound. Not so safe and sound. Not so safe and sound. Not so safe and sound.
What would be the one superpower you would choose to have? Absolutely, without a doubt, super speed. You know why? Because it would be so nice to just whip on my makeup in less than half a second. And also, running around the world, I would never have to pay for a plane ticket ever again. I would just run around the globe, transporting my family members and friends with me so that they could also go on these day trips. Yes, I have thought about it, and absolutely would be super speed. What is your favorite holiday? This is a bit of a tough one, because I love celebrating things. I love getting to be excited about the various accomplishments in life and holidays. But if I had to pick one, it would be New Year's and New Year's Eve. Because each New Year's Eve, my band, the K3 Sisters Band, we do an epic concert to wrap up and welcome in the next year to come. And just this past New Year's, we did over 3 hours of worth of our original music, never repeating a song. And it was so much fun. We also debuted a brand new song that we had written on Christmas Eve, literally about 4 or 5 days before that, called Happy New Year. And the band, we were rehearsing like mad every day alongside the preparations for this legendary concert. And it went awesome, and I'll never forget that exhilarating feeling of playing the new song on New Year's Eve into New Year's Day.
Oh, I cannot wait for you, sweet Clardy. Oh, you're just not meant for me. Oh, there's a...
If you had to describe yourself in 4 words, what would they be? As a Capricorn, I'm very hardworking and very ambitious and goal-oriented with my mindset throughout my life. But as my Slytherin self, I have been described as very cunning to get what I want, to achieve those goals. And I'd also say that I'm clever in what I do throughout my life. Do you see social media as your long-term career path? If not, what could you see yourself doing? Well, there is no not, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as a generation, as each decade passes by, it's those creators' jobs to find the tools and use them to their advantage throughout each generation and decade. And my generation just so happens to be social media. And I love that I can use social media as a way to spread messages of positivity and love through my music and get it across to the world. Each Saturday, we have people from over 50 countries that watch us on social media as we do a broad spectrum live stream cast all across the world. And so I'm very thankful to social media in that sense, that I get to express myself to all of these wonderful people, the K3SB fam.
Do not laugh.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2.
Hey guys!
I'm Kaylin.
I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Kristen, and we are the K3 Sisters Band.
You've seen us on Instagram.
Or in person at one of our live shows, or on our YouTube page where we do international concerts.
Or on TikTok, where we post Harry Potter videos, sibling videos, and music videos.
If you were stranded on an island and could only bring 3 objects, what would they be? My goodness, I hope I never get stranded on an island, but if this scenario did ever happen, the first thing I would automatically say I've got to have is some sort of instrument with me, because music is life to me. I can't survive without it. And that instrument I would pick is my beautiful mandolin, Mando, right here. I would take him with me so that I could play all the songs and continue writing music, because that's how I let out my thinking. That's how I express myself. Now, the second thing, I think I'd take my bed with me, because I have to have a good night's sleep in order to survive and battle the bugs in the wilderness of this island. And the third thing, the power of 3, the third thing I would take, I think it would be a fire starter, because fire is life as well, as some people say. And so I could cook my meals and, continue living with the fire every day. And plus it might get cold at night. But the 3 main things I really need to live in life are oxygen, water, and music. But those are the 3 things I would take. What advice would you give your past self? I would tell my past self to always believe in yourself. Because as you had to deal with those people that laughed at you, that thought you were living in a dream fantasy world, and that's all it would ever be, as they laughed at you and even went as far as to hate you for trying to do so, to grow into what you are today, I would tell her to believe in the motto that you created, which is, I will always believe in myself and celebrate my life and the lives of others. I will respect the music and customs of others as long as they are not harmful to anyone. And I will stand against bullying of any kind and choose love over hate. Believing in yourself is the best way to succeed in life. So that's what I'd tell her. When was a time in your life you felt like you were at a crossroads? And how did you decide what to do? I'll never forget. We had been touring around the globe, and especially Texas, very extremely, and developing our skills at the time. And all of a sudden, it was one of our biggest concerts at the time. Over 5,000 kids had gathered in this gigantic arena. And I remember being so young at the time, and I peeked out behind the curtain, and I remember it was like straight out of a movie. I was looking at the crowd, and they started screaming because they saw me, but I was staring out at my destiny and my fate. And I asked myself, in my soul, is this truly what I wish to do for the rest of my life? And the answer came quite simply to me right after I asked that. Absolutely. We walked out into the stage as the fans were screaming, K3SB! And the rest was history. Which one of your accomplishments are you most proud of? Do you mean these accomplishments right here? My babies, my children that I've collected over the years? Well, yes, these are some of my most accomplished items I have, but also that comes with it the skill that you must learn to play them. Over a decade worth of skill I have learned and put my mind to learn how to play these beautiful instruments. And that is a dying thing with this generation that I hope I can continue to inspire people to learn how to play these instruments. But to the fellow musicians that are watching and listening this right now, you know it's not something that's learned in 3 weeks. What's your goal for where you'll be 3 years from today? Well, let's see. In 3 years, I'll be 22. My goodness, 22 years old? Anyway, I hope that in 3 years, I'm doing the exact same thing I'm doing now, continuing to perform for audiences all over the world, continuing to develop these skills of playing instruments in my songwriting career, alongside my sisters, Kaylin and Kelsey. And, the universe is ever changing in its future, but I know this will be a consistency, I hope. And as the world of technology continues to develop, whether that be with live streaming or television, I hope that my sisters and I, Kaylin and Kelsey, and the K3 Sisters Band will be at the forefront of that, helping to lead the way into the future. If you could find out one thing about your future, what would it be? Oh my goodness, this question, my goodness. If I could find out one thing about my future, I would want to know if I did in fact somehow find that special someone that I decided to spend the rest of my life with. And maybe find out, if we decided to have those special children as well together and, grow a family and a home and have music in there involved, together. I'd love to know because in this moment right now in my career, it's not something I'm looking for. I'm very goal-oriented right now, but the future is a different story. Did that happily ever after happen? Is it something good? So perhaps that.